infographics of various types with sample interpretation sentences, including audio. I recommend that you preview each slide to understand the general context. While you do that, don't listen to the audio or look at the notes at the bottom. Just try to understand the meaning of the slide. After that, play the slideshow while reading the notes at the bottom. After paying close attention to the intonation, repeat what you have heard. In both the US and China, people give the majority of their media attention to either TV or the internet. The starkest contrast is probably in radio. Americans use radio at nearly triple the rate of China. In 2011, the UK acquired almost 180,000 new citizens, the highest in the EU. The other countries receiving over 100,000 were France, Spain, and Germany. Thereafter, there is a sharp drop in total numbers of citizens accepted. However, when you look at per capita figures, Sweden is by far the most accepting. Next slide. Australia is the best country to be in if you make the minimum wage. The lowest paid Australians receive £6.19 per hour, which is 27% higher than the UK, the 10th ranked country. 7 of the 10 best paid countries are in Europe, while the other 3 are English-speaking countries: Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. It is remarkable, but not surprising to me, that the United States is not ranked. Next slide. In 2012, China produced an extremely large amount of eggs, approaching 500 billion. This number is 5-fold larger than the second-ranked country, United States. Japan's egg production is 1/10 of China's. However, when we compare egg production per capita, these 3 countries are basically even. Next slide. This IUCN Red List map shows the nearly 4,000 species that are listed as critically endangered worldwide by country. Those with the highest number are USA, Mexico, Ecuador, and Malaysia, with over 200 species each. Southeast Asia and North America are particularly affected regions, with many countries having 51 or more species critically endangered. In general, Africa has the lowest amount. Next slide. There is an overall positive trend in the fight against tuberculosis. Beginning around the dawn of the 21st century, prevalence and mortality, excluding deaths among HIV-positive people, have dropped by 50%. A corresponding decrease in incidence has lagged, but has been steadily going down since 2005. In contrast, the number of co-infected HIV patients rose dramatically in the 90s and thankfully peaked around 2005. The above leads me to speculate that a significant number of new TB patients are a consequence of HIV infection. Next slide. According to the Food and Agricultural Organization, the biggest meat eaters on the planet are Americans, Australians, and New Zealanders, with each eating around 120 kilograms per person per year. As a general rule, there is a positive correlation between income and meat consumption, with Europe and the English-speaking countries being among the highest, although South America ranks disproportionately high under this model. Additionally, Japan and India, both giant economies, eat only around 45 and 20 kilograms, respectively. Next slide. Almost 3 out of 5 named species are insects. That includes all the plants, all the vertebrates. It even includes all the bacteria and viruses. While it is amazing that 22% of all species that have ever been named are beetles, we should be cautious in interpreting this chart as a reflection of reality. It's true, there are many varieties of insects, but they have been studied much longer than microbes, and thus have been given more names. As research continues over the years, surely the proportion of fungi, protozoa, and bacteria will increase. End of slide and end of presentation practice.